I'm Jazz and welcome to What If, where I invite you into a conversation that I've been having in my head in the hope that it will bring me some clarity and answers. Who knows? This week's question is, what terminology do you use to describe the poor kids in your school? Now, I know there's politically correct terms. I'm using poor just because I want to cut to the chase and also because I am a poor kid of origin. So I've been asking this question for a while and I've got different terms. Disadvantaged seems to be quite popular at the moment. And I always ask people, so what do you call the kids who aren't disadvantaged? And I have like deadpan faces. We call them the non-disadvantaged. That's quite a mouthful. Impoverished, that's a beautiful word. That should be in a poem. Sounds so nice. Vulnerable is interesting. I was labelled vulnerable, and I remember riling against that because I'm like, vulnerable, mate, you have got no idea. I was more resilient at 8 years old than you are ever going to get the opportunity to experience. But it kind of made all these terms are like, they're easy for us. They're comfortable for us as adults, as educators, because we've got the administration on our back with their insatiable desire for data that makes us have to put people into groups, and even that white working class boys. Do you not think that white working class boys in Dartford, in Dumfries, in Devon, are facing different issues and are different people? Of course they are. But anyway, the administration needs data. That's their job. But we are like human filters, human shields between the administration and the life in front of us. And these terms aren't helpful for them. As a child who has this terminology used to describe them, it makes you feel crap. It feels crap. One of my issues was around behaviour. I was told I lacked character all through school. I lacked character, I've got a problem with authority, and I am challenging in my behaviour. And I always got annoyed the most at challenging behaviour. If I'm honest, it's still kind of now when I hear it. Because challenging behaviour implies a person who goes home at night, a student, a child, who goes home at night and lays awake thinking of ways to annoy you. So from my point of view, first of all, are you kidding me? I have bigger and more pressing issues than thinking about you all night. Second of all, annoying you. I don't need to plan for that. It's literally that easy. But, I was like, my behaviour was distressed. It wasn't challenging. I'm not like thinking, now, how can I want to cause I was in trauma. People ask me why I didn't speak out, why I didn't tell someone, disclose my sexual abuse or my physical abuse or the neglect or I did. I told the teachers every single day that I was around. But because the language I used was like fighting and biting myself and just going into myself and then being aggressive and mood swings, no one heard me. Like I didn't have the language. I didn't have the emotional literacy to describe the trauma that I was living through. And so like I'm challenging, like I'm the author of my own disadvantage. I'm challenging. And it honestly never was that. Like my teachers were the only people that gave me any hope. Why would I? So the language we use to describe the students we serve, is there a better way? For me, two groups: chaos navigators, order navigators. That's it. It spans all of the working class, race, gender, all of that. You either are navigating order at home or you're navigating chaos. Now, you can navigate order, it's like organised chaos, but order still runs. You can navigate chaos, that is like chaotic order, but chaos still runs. And the order navigators, first of all, even these terms, don't they sound amazing? Because I don't like to use the terms that I'm uncomfortable saying to the face of a 5-year-old child. I mean, like I'm a year 1 teacher. So unless I'm happy going, hey, Tanwa, seeing as you are, disadvantaged, I'm going to put you in yellow group, all right? I am not comfortable saying that to them because also it's kind of aggressive. What's the active language? I don't. He's not his fault, is it? It's not. He hasn't decided I'm going to be disadvantaged and annoy you with my challenging behaviour. That's not a thing. So, chaos navigator, order navigator. In fact, I could see a 5-year-old Talmud with a cape around his neck when I talk about chaos navigators. It's like, you are an awesome freaking human because of what you go through just to get here in the morning. It's props rather than chopping people off at the knees. So, and the thing about school is it felt like for me that it was designed for order navigators, like children who were dropped off at school or came in having had breakfast and being fed and being loved and being nurtured and being safe, and they knew that school was a safe place where they could be challenged and experienced and have a go and try and blah blah blah. I was a chaos navigator. I was not coming from that position. Like even making it to the building was a freaking miracle. No reward for that. Just slagged off because I'm late. Well, I took my brothers to school because if I don't, they're in the dangerous zone of home. So I have to take a punt and be late, and then you punish me for that instead. But you know, I was navigating chaos, so I was more like a horse than a dog. I was like a prey animal. I was sat the whole time looking for danger, expecting danger, because experience had taught me that's what it looks like. So I'm like I don't know that I'm safe. I don't know that I don't know where my next meal's coming from after this free school meal. I don't know that the delayed gratification of education is worth believing in. I don't know that spitting isn't something we do in middle class society. In my community, spitting is punctuation. As you are talking, you spit on the floor to indicate. So when I'm like told off for that, I didn't know it's like I'm the author of my own disadvantage. That's a really good way of putting it. And so I was on the back foot the whole time. As a chaos navigator, when male teachers told me off, I didn't know that they weren't going to hit me, because men hit you, they hurt you. I know this to be a fact. So I was trying to work things out without having the information the whole time. And it was only when I attended schools that put belonging in front of behaviour that I was able to actually ground and grow. When behaviour comes first, and I don't know what the behaviour is, and I'm then like, you're doing it on purpose, I just, you know, there is literally no point in me turning up. There's no point in me coming in. Life's hard enough without having this to deal with as well. So what do you think? Chaos navigators, order navigators. You know where this has really expounded this amazing book. I know it's bigger than the Bible, but my chapter, I'm going to hit myself with it then, health and safety. My chapter is like designed to be read on the toilet. It's 2 pages. And it's the things that I wanted to say as a working class student, what I wanted to say to my middle class teachers. Number 3 is not being able to afford my own slice of pizza at lunchtime doesn't mean I'm thick. I was too scared to say this, but these are things I felt and wanted to say. So I'm just, here's the invitation. What's the terminology you use? Are you comfortable with it when you're thinking about it from the starting point of the student, not your starting point? Because I think if we're seeking to serve, which kind of we are, if we're educators, you enrol someone with starting where they are, not starting where you are. I mean, we do that a lot. We do what's convenient for us. Everything is arranged around what works for us. Like in primary school, we ban Pokemon cards because it's annoying having to sort the fights out. But actually, here's kids coming going, oh my God, I love Pokemon. I know everything about Pokemon. I can read all the words, even though they're not really phonetic. This is great. If you can find some way of using this as a springboard into learning, I will be eating out of your hand. And we say, put it away. I have a magic bag with a triangle inside. I mean, it's not about us. It's not all about us. In some ways, it's completely about us. But if you want to, the golden rule, and this is what belonging looks like, the schools that belonged, the golden rules, 3 E's, you entice someone with empathy. It means you get alongside them, shoulder to shoulder. You don't sympathise, you don't rescue. You don't need rescuing, kind of ad, I needed valuing, but you empathise with where they're coming from. You start from where they are. Then you engage them in a conversation, having empathised, them knowing, okay, you are open to listening. You're willing to get into my world. After you've engaged them in a conversation, that's when you level up. And that's when you enroll them into taking autonomy and making decisions and being themselves. And I needed that. I needed those 3 E's. Didn't get it. So what does it look like for you? What does belonging look like? Does the language help that or hinder that? And how about chaos navigators and order navigators? You want to give it a go?